Welcome to the Fidelity Wheels and Homes Expo.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, Fidelity. If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I did your side, Fidelity.
My name is Stephen Chesapon. I'm the creative director of Leather Uncle Limited, basically a gifts giving company located at Jolu here in Accra. FYEF, joining this program was an amazing one, and for the fact that we're able to be selected among the few to take part with this initiative has been a game changer in our business, from helping us secure funding to procure fiber laser machine and also the CO2 laser machine to augment our production. Not only that, they help us scale our business, also help us to employ additional 3 staff, which has been a game changer for our business. When you think of gifting somebody sustainably, being footwears, being woodcraft items, engraving, souvenirs, wedding parties, corporate entities, kindly contact us to make your purchases.
Welcome to the Fidelity Wheels and Homes Expo.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, Fidelity. If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I did your side, Fidelity.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our live streaming. In today's episode of Let's Talk About series, we'll be discussing home ownership using mortgages and escrow. My name is Sophia Kafuite, Business Development Manager, Custody and Escrow Services. With me here is
Abdul Razak Jima, the mortgage manager at Fidelity Bank. Home ownership is very important to a Ghanaian. Now the culture in Ghana is that any individual who acquires his own home is considered as a prestige. So it's important that we talk about this home ownership topic today. People acquire homes in various means. Some tend to build using their own resources, which sometimes takes time. Others to want to finance it by getting the bank to support them. Others might also want to be buying the materials bit and bit and then to raise up the structure. Others will also send money to relatives to help them to acquire their dream home. But this afternoon, we are looking at mortgage financing and escrow account services the Fidelity way. So what is mortgage financing? With Fidelity mortgage financing, the bank assists you, the individual, to acquire your dream home by financing up to 80% of the selling price of the property for you. And you are then expected to come up with an equity contribution of 20%. By so doing, when you contribute the 20, the bank does the 80, we get the 100% financing, and then the property is bought for you to enjoy with your family. Sophia, how can we build a 20% equity contribution?
Thank you very much. Over the period, we have observed that people commingle their project funds with emergency funds in normal accounts. So from time to time, they dip their hands into it to take care of their financial emergencies, and it takes them a very long time for them to be able to build up their 20% down payment for mortgage. The 20% down payment for mortgage vary from particular mortgage to the other. For instance, if I'm buying a property that is worth 1 million, it means I have to contribute 20%, which is 200,000, before the bank will grant me the 800,000. And this is something that a lot of people struggle to raise. But we have come up with an escrow solution that will help you raise your 20% down mortgage with ease. Okay. How do we do it? You do it through an escrow account. I'll first define what an escrow account is. An escrow account is a temporary account that is held with an escrow bank, into which monies are deposited, and documents are also kept with the escrow agent whilst the two parties transact among themselves. Once conditions for release of funds are met, the funds are released to the party that is supposed to receive it. So how do we use this as a solution to help you raise your 20% down mortgage? Because we understand that the behavioral behaviors of people, dipping their hands into whatever monies they build over a period of time, we believe that if you intentionally have an escrow account purposely for your project finance by contributing your 20% in bits. So we allow you to deposit a lump sum portions of the 20%, maybe a bullet amount, into the escrow account. Okay. And we have structured ways, like through direct debits. Then you keep building up your 20% with a lot of discipline and commitment over a period of time. You'll be able to build up your 20% down payment for mortgage. When we realize that you are 80% through to contributing to the 20% down payment, we initiate the process for you getting the mortgage. By the time you hit your 100%, which is your 20% mortgage payment, then your mortgage will be ready for you to take. So basically, that's how one of the solutions we have to support you, build your 20% down payment for your mortgage.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. But how long will it take an individual to build up this 20% down payment using the escrow account?
Thank you very much. There's no specific period for which someone will be able to build towards their 20% down mortgage. It's a function of the person's income level, how committed the person is to building up the 20%, and also the issue of whether or not the person has some money already, portions of the 20% somewhere. Okay. So it depends on the person having portions of a lump sum, and then the consistency and the discipline in topping up. Okay. And also depends on the value. If I'm buying a property that is 1 million, the 20% is how much? 200,000. But if you are buying a property that is 5 million, the 20% payment will be more than that. So it will take you a much longer period. So it depends on, one, whether the person has in place some funds already in the ready to be moved, a bullet amount to be moved into the escrow account, or the person is starting from zero. Irrespective of where you are, for us, we have all the patience to be urging you and clapping for you, and we hope to hand over your keys for you once you are able to meet all the requirements.
Okay. No, that's good to know. So which means individuals can build their deposit using the escrow account.
Yes.
And depending on the value of the 20% and the contribution that you are doing on a monthly basis, it will then determine the time frame it will take for you to build the escrow account. Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that is true. So, Razak, can you tell us some of the benefits of taking a mortgage finance?
Okay, thank you very much. So mortgages makes it easier for individuals to be able to acquire their dream home. You know, in Ghana, it is difficult for you to build up money from your salary to be able to buy your dream home. But however, mortgages makes it easier and simpler because for a bank like Fidelity Bank would have financed up to 80% of the selling price of the property that you intend to purchase, and you will be expected to make the 20% down payment. So it is easier for you to then use the mortgage to acquire the property because the 80% is being done by Fidelity. Now, apart from that, it also makes it easier for you to transition from a tenant to a landlord or landlady. So by virtue of the mortgage facility, you can have and acquire your home this month. And suddenly someone who in the month of March was then a tenant, suddenly in the month of April has become a landlord and landlady enjoying their home. So mortgage makes it easier for such a process to be done. Apart from that too, through mortgage financing, what happens is that you are able to even acquire an asset and even will it to your children. Because through the mortgage financing, after acquiring the property, you can will it as part of the will and document or requirement for your children so that your children can also enjoy from the hard work of their father or mother. So mortgage makes it easy for you to be able to get such a facility. In Fidelity Mortgages, apart from offering the mortgage to you, we also go a step forward in granting what we call perfecting the title in your name.
Okay.
So we do that on best effort basis. So after buying the property, we getting the indenture from the seller of that property. Fidelity will then on best effort basis perfect the title for you. We recognize that the individual worker does not have time to go to Lands Commission to perfect their title. Now, Fidelity, as part of the other service for our mortgage financing, will then be able to perfect the title for you as you work in your offices without coming out or going to Lands Commission and struggling with the hassle and bustle at Lands Commission. So it's one of the services that you also enjoy in mortgage financing. And for anyone taking a mortgage in Ghana, if you're buying your first property, by law, you can also enjoy what we call tax relief. So there's a mortgage tax relief that you enjoy by virtue of taking a mortgage facility. And in this dispensation where we are looking at various vehicles of investment, you can consider real estate investment as one of the opportunity to invest in it. So you can buy a property and then rent it out to enjoy rental income. So mortgage can make it easier for you to acquire either your primary home or your secondary home that you can rent it out and then enjoy rental income out of it. So it becomes like an investment product for you so that you'll be able to enjoy that. So those are some of the benefits in mortgage financing.
Oh, that's very interesting. So for those of you who want soft life, you don't want your landlord to be yelling at you and all that. I mean, this is a good time to take a mortgage. If you are struggling with your 20% down payment, we are here to support you with escrow services. The beautiful aspect you discussed about investment property is one of the good ways of diversifying your wealth as an individual. So that's a very good one. And those of us who don't have time to be chasing documents here and there, you are part of the soft life gang. So it will be very interesting for you to take a mortgage and then leave the rest of title perfection to the bank. We'll do that for you, and then you have that sorted.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you. So Sophia, the escrow, what are the various escrow solutions that we have?
Thank you so much. So escrow, we have many escrow solutions, but the ones in relation to property acquisitions are the ones I'm coming to discuss.
Okay.
So the first one I've already discussed. Those who need to raise their 20% down payment and they can build that through the escrow account, and then we prevent them from withdrawing it so that they can meet that target quickly, and then they get their mortgage. The second one is there are people who already have their funds 100% available to buy a house, but they are worried about perfection of title after payment. So we have an escrow solution for them. Let me walk you through it. Still using the sale and purchase of property example. I have a land in Laboni worth 1 million. Razak wants to buy from me. Razak has trust issues. She's worried about after paying me will he get his documents, or Razak is also worried about whether or not I have title to the property. So the first stage is for them to enter into an arrangement, a sale and purchase agreement between them. Then they bring that to we, the escrow agents, and then we'll be part of the agreement, draft an escrow agreement, so that we are three parties working together. We are the independent parties. So the first stage is that, based on the ones we've done so far, the person buying, to demonstrate commitment that he wants to buy, he will deposit about 30% of the value, which is 300,000, into the escrow account. Then the person gives him the site plan. They go to land commission to go and verify. If it shows that, if the search shows that I have title to the land, then another 20% is released into the escrow account, deposited into the escrow account. Then the process to transfer title to the seller, to the buyer, which is you, will begin. So at every progress in the transfer process, another money is deposited until the transfer is fully effected. So if the transfer is fully effected, then the person buying will have to top up, so that we have the full value of the purchase amount of the property in the escrow account. Then you bring the land document, the transfer documents, and then the buyer would confirm and still go and do all the verification. And with our mortgage unit, we are able to support you verify if all the transfers have been done. Once that is done, then we release the fund to the seller. The buyer also takes the property together with the title. So that's the second option. The third option has to do with anyone who wants to buy property and wants to, has portions of their money. Let's assume that they want to fund a portion of that particular one again through mortgage. There are so many ways of funding a property. Either you self-finance, or you take a mortgage, or something, and you don't have enough on you. You still need a bit of mortgage to support. And so let's assume you already have your land available, you started building, and then you want to take a mortgage. On a case-by-case basis, we will encourage you to build you do valuation of your building, where it has gotten to know how much you will be needed to finish the project. Then quickly, you will calculate 20% of that. You can start building that 20% through an escrow account. And then once that is built, and then you meet all the requirements, the 80% will be released to you to complete your building. That is also available.
So which means individuals who actually want to buy properties, but they have trust issues, and they are not sure whether the vendor will give them the title document or complete the property at the state that they want, can actually come to Fidelity Bank and enjoy these escrow services. So that when the vendor hits a certain milestones, then a certain amount will then be released to that vendor. And then upon completion, we can then do an exchange of the amount with the land document from the vendor, and then all the parties go their separate way happily. Or we can also assist you to build the escrow account amount on monthly basis using installment. Wow, I think that's a good idea for people who don't have the funds.
So in all, we have like three options to reiterate them. Those who don't have the 20%, they want to take a mortgage to finance it. Those who already have their 100% to buy whichever property they want, but they have trust issues, will facilitate the process. We hold the money in the escrow accounts, or if all the milestones are achieved and documentations are exchanged, then we trigger the release of the fund based on the conditions of release. And the third option is someone who is already building but wants money to complete it. On a case-by-case basis, the mortgage unit will assess the situation, do valuation, and know how much is left to complete it. 20% of the mortgage amount required will be determined. Then the person can build it through the escrow. Then the person can qualify for it.
Okay. That's good. Thank you very much. What about those in the diaspora?
That's beautiful. I was actually reserving that one. So our brothers and sisters in the diaspora and the non-resident Ghanaians, there are escrow solutions for you. We have the solution because we have observed over a period of time some of the struggles you hear on social media. Someone has sent a lot of money, building is built below standard, the quality of the building is below standard, money gets squandered, relationships get severed, and all that. Based on all these stories, and then the fact that we are here to support your dream, if you believe with us, even though you are in the diaspora, we can facilitate your home ownership. Here are some of the options we have. So if you want to take a mortgage and you don't have much, you can still build your 20% down payment through escrow services as discussed earlier.
Okay.
Then you can take the mortgage once that is done,
Okay.
and you meet the bank's requirements.
Yeah.
And then the second option is that if you have Ghanaians in the diaspora who want to build a house, they have portions of the money or the entire money. The money can be lodged in an escrow account with us. And then maybe you have a project manager, and then funds should be released at every phase.
Okay.
So you give us the conditions for releasing funds for every phase. You will let us know the entire, how many phases you'll be going in, how much each phase costs. Once one phase is completed, you give us the signal, we move the funds. This one is one of the best ways of preventing misuse of funds by relatives, by friends, and then it's also one of the means of ensuring that you get value for money. We understand the fact that you work 2 or 3 jobs to get that money under very uncomfortable weather conditions and all that. So you cannot joke with your sweat by just leaving it to a brother or a sister, even though we have examples of people being able to do that for their brothers and sisters. But there are so many stories of how people did not get like what they ordered versus what they've gotten is so different, and it causes a lot of heartache and pain. So we have solution for you as well. And then the other solution is that if you deposit them for the NRGs, if you deposit the money into the escrow account and you have your own contractor or project manager that will be handling it for you, that will be fine. If you want to utilize Fidelity's approved real estate developers too, that can be done, so that we keep an eye on your projects to make sure that you are able to achieve your dream of, having either a primary residency or investment property, so that you can come home to something that you can smile at. So those are some of the solutions we have for the NRGs. This same solution can even apply to, our Ghanaians here. Let's assume you are in Tamale and you are building in Accra. The travel time, the stress and all that, you can deposit the money into an escrow account. If you deposit the money into the escrow account and you have your nominated real estate person building for you, you can allow us to be disbursing the fund in tranches based on our pre-agreed terms, and then we will work with them to be able to execute that for you. Alternatively, if you want to work with any of Fidelity Bank's approved developers too, we can facilitate that to ensure that you get your dream home.
Okay.
So basically, that is what's the solutions escrow solutions we have for the NRG. Abdul, do you have any mortgage solutions for Ghanaians in the diaspora?
Oh yes.
Tell me more.
Thank you. And so Fidelity Bank, we have developed solutions to help our Ghanaian brothers and sisters living outside of Ghana. So if you are living in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Germany, Fidelity can grant you a mortgage facility. Okay. What it is that the most important thing is the property that you intend to purchase should be in Ghana. Okay. So if the property is in Ghana, we can help in financing the property that you intend to purchase. By we also supporting you with up to 80% of the selling price of the property if your income qualifies you. So we assess you based on your earnings, and then from your earnings, if you can take up to 80, we will do the financing for you, and you'll be expected to make an equity contribution to the vendor that you intend to purchase. So it's important that as a diasporian, you contact us, and then we can support you to be able to get your dream home in Ghana. And if it's not your home that you'll be using as a primary residence, and it's even going to be an investment property, and we can also help you in financing that. So you come to us, you've gotten an offer letter from the vendor that you are buying the property from, and then we will assess you based on your income or earnings, and then we finance up to the 80% for you. And you pay the 20% equity contribution. If you don't have the 20, the escrow account services at Fidelity Bank can help you to build up the escrow account to support your deposit of down 20%. So that is available for anyone that is in the diaspora. Mortgages are available to you no matter where you find yourself in the world. What is important is that you should be earning legitimate income.
Okay.
And then Fidelity will give you a mortgage.
That's interesting. Thank you so much. We are aware of the questions you are posting in our comment section. We'll be responding to them shortly. So don't go away. Just stick around and you'll get your answers to your questions. Okay, so Abdul, can you tell me this? There's this question that keeps popping up. Property ladder. What's all that about? Can you tell me about?
Property ladder.
Yes.
No, thank you and very much. So, property ladder is basically a means where individuals will buy properties that they can accommodate now. So we have people who maybe the person is a family of one, and that you can make use of a 1-bedroom apartment, but you rush to go and buy a 3-bedroom apartment where you'll be living in one or sleeping in one, and the other 2 is empty. Meanwhile, the price of that property is on the high side. Now, what the property ladder says is that you buy the property to meet your family needs or demands. Okay. So if currently you are single, why do you have to struggle to go and buy a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house? Okay. You can go for a 1-bedroom property. Then as your income enhances and then your family size also increases, then you increase the number of bedrooms or properties that you intend to purchase. So you can move from a 1-bedroom property as you are single. When you're married, you can sell, because properties tend to appreciate over time. You can sell the 1-bedroom property, get money as your down payment, and even get more to pay for a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom property, because now you are married and maybe you have your first child. So you want to have a place where you and your spouse will, relax after a hard day's work, and you want your child to also use one of the rooms. And if possible, your maid or assistant can also use the other room. So in that case, you don't rush as a single individual moving, buying 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom property, but move from 1-bedroom. When the family becomes 2, you are married and settled, you can move to maybe a 2-bedroom. Then as the family increases, then you move to a 3-bedroom. It makes it easier for individuals to qualify for the facility that they want. Okay. Because you come in and you want a mortgage and it's a 1-bedroom property, the prices tend to be lower compared to a 2 or a 3-bedroom. So property ladder is important to every individual. If you've just finished university, you have started working as a young professional, I would say don't rush into going to buy a 3-bedroom property at a go. Get either a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment. Then as your family size increases, you can resell those properties to acquire a larger properties.
That's a good one there.
Yeah.
Very, very practical and very, very relatable. We have a question from Mark Frimpong. Mark Frimpong is asking that does one need to be a customer of Fidelity Bank before he can access the mortgage? Manager, can you help us with the answer?
Mark, thank you. Thank you very much. The answer is that Fidelity Bank wants you to take a mortgage.
Okay.
So whether you are a customer of the bank or not, we will be able to grant you a mortgage facility. What is important is that you should be willing to have your salary account switched to Fidelity Bank. Okay. So if you are not a customer of the bank, but you want to enjoy this wonderful mortgage offering and escrow account services, Fidelity can grant you that facility. And then in the course of the process, you can then switch your salary account to Fidelity Bank to enjoy the various array of products, personal loans, auto loans, and then be able, even asset finance loans, consumer finance facilities within the bank. So it is both, it's available for both customers of the bank and non-customers of the bank who are willing to transfer their salary to Fidelity.
That's a good one. So switch to Fidelity for all these varied services. He has mentioned the loans, and if you come to the Treasury side, we have a lot of investment products that you can invest in. You can buy your Treasury bills on the Fidelity mobile app and the rest. Now, there's a question from Tech with Nate. He says that, does Fidelity provide property owners or they have to choose their own vendors to buy from?
Okay.
The question is not so clear, but I have to.
I'm thinking maybe what
he
he's
wants
saying
to know
is
whether
that
Fidelity is very
vendors.
strict on which vendors, or they have the freedom to choose whichever vendor they want.
No, thank you very much. So for our mortgage financing, what it is that we know there are a lot of vendors and within Ghana who are offering property for sale. And we have also onboarded some vendors or developers that you can choose from. And however, if you have identified your own vendor that has that is registered and that has also good title, in this case we are talking about land title certificate on the property that they are selling, we can grant you a mortgage facility on that. So it can be a company that you are buying from, or an individual that you have verified and you are satisfied with and has a land title certificate on the property that you intend to purchase.
Okay, thank you. So I have a question. This one goes to me. Nana Ya Otima, thank you for your question. Her question is, does escrow account accrue interest during the period of the saving of the 20%? And then Isaac the Deco also followed up that what's the interest rate for mortgage? Is it fixed or variable? So let me take the first one, the escrow. So interest on escrow. So the escrow account, the purpose of the escrow account is to help you build towards your 20% down mortgage. However, on a case-by-case basis, depending on how much you have in the escrow accounts, we can negotiate and give you some call rates on some interest rates on it. So it depends on how much you have in the accounts and how much money is involved. We are open to discussing interest on the escrow accounts. We will give you interest because we understand it will take you a period of time to be able to build the 20%. So it will come with some interest, but that will be discussed during the escrow agreement stage of the process. And then Isaac is asking, what's the interest rate for mortgage? Is it fixed or variable?
Thank you very much. So Isaac, our mortgage facility, and currently we have an interest rate that is hovering between 10 or 12 for Ghana cedis. We are looking at from 12 up to 14%. Okay, depending on the person that is coming and depending on the assessment of the property that we have. Okay. This is because you have both the CD mortgage and the dollar mortgages. So depending on the application that will be submitted, depending on the credit analysis that will be done, depending on the property that we have. So there are some criteria that we look out for. Now, any mortgage facility that you want to take that is below 10 years, we can do a fixed rate and facility for you. The good news is that Fidelity Bank has recognized that people sometimes don't want to also have it fixed for the entire duration of the facility. So we have what we call a vanilla interest rate, where we can also fix it for you and for a period and then review on annual basis or after the 4 years and then fix it for another 4 years for you. That is also available in Fidelity Bank.
Thank you, Manager. There's a question from Rita Fiabo. She's saying, I'm Rita, I would like to get a single executive self-contained room with true mortgage. How many years will it take me to own the house, and how much will be deducted from my salary every month?
Rita, thank you. Thank you very much. So what it is that for mortgages, we are more than willing to give you up to 80%. But the price of the property will determine the mortgage loan that you want. So what it is that you will have maybe a one-bedroom property, but depending on the vendor that you go through, the prices will be different. So you might get a one-bedroom property going for maybe 400, another going for 500. So depending on the one you go for, then we will be able to give you the mortgage and determine what the repayment on that mortgage will be. So if you go for example, a 500 and Ghana cedis property, where we are doing the 80%, which would have been 400, the repayment will be on the 400,000 that we are giving you. However, if you want to go for maybe a property that is going for 1 million, the 80% would have been 800.
Okay.
So your repayment will be determined by the mortgage amount that you are taking.
Okay, so I think it's another follow-up on where it says, I'm a waitress at the moment, so I'd like to get a mortgage. How much is it going to cost? So I think I'll respond based on the response you've given already.
Yeah.
It depends on the property you have chosen and who the vendor is and what price tag they've put on it. And remember, you assess the mortgage based on what you qualify for, based on your earnings. Then there's a question here again. It says, can I make repayments or lump sum payment without penalty?
Thank you. So with the lump sum penalty, let me explain it in two ways. So when you take a mortgage facility, you have the opportunity to be making monthly repayment. So on a monthly basis, you'll be paying the amount towards the settlement of the facility.
Okay.
You also have the option, there are people who might not be around and want to pay lump sum in advance. So maybe every 6 months or every quarter, it's also allowed, but you have to pay it in advance. So you pay for 6 months in advance, and every month it will then go to settle your facility. So that is one aspect of lump sum. The second aspect is lump sum is if you are making the lump sum payment to reduce the loan balance or the mortgage loan balance. So that one, there is a penalty. So there's something small you have to pay. You'll be paying the penalty fee that we have been given by the central bank, which is 0.25% of the amount that you intend to pay to clear the facility. So whenever you are paying to clear the facility, you pay 0.25% to the bank.
So it means that the 2.5% penalty is not from the bank, but something that is given by the central bank. Am I correct?
Yeah, so central bank has given us a guidance that we'll use in charging the penalty. Okay,
so you know that it's not a unilateral decision to impose a penalty on you for paying early. Yeah. It's an industry practice. Okay, thank you, manager. I think there's a question here. How realistic is it for a young man who earns between 3,000 and 5,000 to purchase a home through mortgage? I want to take it small before you come. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, a young man who earns between 3,000 to 5,000 Ghana cedis taking a mortgage is possible. It all depends on you, the kind of property that you have identified, how much savings you already have towards the property, and how willing you are to commit to it through the escrow arrangements where you keep contributing bits and pieces towards that 20% arrangement. And let me be quick to add, as someone who is an investment advisor, we believe that you need to keep investing, and then you need to also diversify your income. So as part of our recommendations to you to support you have a good life, we recommend that you look for an additional source of income, maybe a side gig that will not conflict with your work, so that you can build some more liquidity towards the purchase of your home. So get some side gig. I mean, now AI and technology has made it easy for people to earn a lot of money whilst engaging in their regular work. So find out which of your skill set can you monetize. What else can you do beyond this? What do you have? What special skills do you have that somebody needs? So find means and ways of growing the income level, and also make sure that you continue contributing. And for us, our escrow account is available to help you build over a period of time. So manager, you may want to add something.
Yes, thank you. Just to also add and say that for someone earning around 5,000, what you can do is that don't worry yourself about looking for a huge property. Don't go for a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom property. You might not qualify. Try and find a property that is maybe a 1-bedroom property that maybe can be expanded into 2 or 3. Okay. And then you can then acquire such a property. So if you have any vendor that you've identified that is putting up a property and with that amount that is not on the high side, we as a bank will always finance that for you by financing 80% down payment for you. The other alternative is that if you are married and your spouse also earns an income, you can actually take a joint mortgage with your spouse. So basically you combine the income. Yours is 5,000, your spouse is maybe another 5,000 or 7,000. You combine the joint income, and through the 12,000 that you have, you can then be able to qualify for a property of your dream. And then Fidelity Bank will come in as always to finance the 80% for you.
Okay, so thank you, manager. To add a little to it, when it comes to the journey of life, and once you are still alive, you have not arrived yet. So don't be in a hurry to acquire 3-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house. He discussed the property ladder just a few minutes ago. So try and choose a property that is within your means, that you can finance. Some locations are more expensive than others. And the fact that you are acquiring a property that is maybe below your expectation now doesn't mean that in the future you cannot acquire something that is more than that. Just try and then acquire what you can afford now, and then quickly pay for it by being deliberate. When get some lump sum, you can maybe reducing the value, and over a period of time you are done. You can now use that property as a collateral to get another property, and over a period of time, through financial discipline and all that, you'll be able to acquire many more properties. The most important one is the first one, and don't go beyond your means. Just choose what is appropriate for you, and you will just be fine.
Let me add on to that. So sometimes to young people and people that are individuals that are currently earning salary, sometimes you can also begin by acquiring a land. So Fidelity Bank have also what we call the service plot financing. So you don't want to rush in and go and buy a big property that you cannot pay or struggle to pay. We can help you to buy a plot of land so that you take your time to put up your dream home. With that too, we could finance up to 80% for you, and you will do an equity contribution of 20%. So land or service plot financing is also available for you in Fidelity Bank.
Don't you like Fidelity? We have solution for all your problems. So for service land financing is also there, and the bank will grant you 80, and the 20% you can build through the Escrow services that we have in place. So we have solution for everyone. And there's a question here: is there, what are the requirements for Ghanaians aside the 20% down payment? So what are the requirements for mortgage?
Okay, thank you very much. So for mortgage facility, because you have to be making monthly installment payment on monthly basis, first and foremost you should be earning an income.
Okay.
So it is one of the basic requirements. You should earn an income, and you'll be expected to have an account with Fidelity Bank. So if you don't have, and you have it with others, you can then switch your salary account to Fidelity Bank. You'll complete a mortgage application form with the bank, and also submit your 3 months and pay slips, and for us to be able to confirm your pay or earnings that you have. And your bank statement showing your salary will take 6 months of your bank statement. If you are buying a property, you also have to get an offer letter from the vendor, or sales and purchase agreement from the vendor, because it's based on that will determine the 80% that we need to help you to finance. When you submit this, we'll then do the analysis for you and then determine the amount that you qualify for, and then the next process will kickstart.
Okay, thank you so much, Abdul. So I mean, there's a question. Once the requirements for mortgage have been mentioned, let me also bring in the requirements for escrow. So opening an escrow account is very easy. The account opening form is very simple. It's not complicated at all. You just need to complete that, and then we have to execute an escrow agreement between us. So the escrow agreement will state why the escrow account is actually being opened, what the conditions for release of funds are, and all other things that you expect in a normal agreement. And then once it is executed, you fill the escrow account opening form. Then the escrow, attach a copy of your Ghana card, then give us a letter requesting that you want to open an escrow account. And then we open an escrow account for you. So it's as simple as ABC. We execute an escrow agreement, you fill the escrow account opening form, you attach a copy of your Ghana card, then give us a letter requesting that you want to open an escrow account, and we'll do it for you. We'll draft the agreement for you if you don't have one already, and then account opening form. If you are not comfortable filling a form, we'll fill that for you. We'll give you sample letters requesting for the escrow, and then you can just execute them, and then we take them from there. I think Malvin Kuma is asking, assuming I'm a Fidelity Bank customer, how much can I get for a mortgage? I think this question has been answered already, but just touch on it briefly.
Yes, Marvin, the amount you can qualify for depends on, or is dependent on, your salary or your earning. So if we get to know what your take home is, we can do a computation for you and determine the maximum you can get through the mortgage financing with Fidelity Bank.
Okay, so you can, Fidelity Bank contacts are around. You can send us, express your interest in having an escrow account to build your 20% down payment, or have an escrow account to support a real estate transaction you want to enter into.
Yeah.
Just express interest and we'll reach out to you. There's a question from God will Sage. He says, please, do you have real estate partners we can patronize
Yes.
to make the whole process in-house?
Yes. So as a bank, we are mostly into financing. But however, as I said, we have some estate developers that if you want to use them, we can share their details with you for you to go and have a look at their estate and then the properties that they have. If you are interested in that, then you can then execute an agreement between yourself and the estate developer, and then come to Fidelity Bank and we'll offer a mortgage facility for you. So we have some few selected developers that we can, recommend or share with you so that you can look at them.
Okay, so Isaac again is asking, the 0.25% of the lump sum penalty, is it being paid on the outstanding amount or the amount being paid?
Isaac, that's a good question. So the 0.25% is the principal balance outstanding.
Principal balance outstanding.
So let's say you took a mortgage facility for 1 million Ghana cedis. You have paid and you are left with a balance of 500. Then you come and say you want to pay off that amount. You will not pay the interest on that amount. You only pay the principal balance of that 500. You pay 0.25% out of that amount.
Okay, thank you, Abdul. There's a good question here from White Wales. Please, I have started building. Can I also come for Fidelity to help me in phases in mortgage form or something? So what he's trying to say is that he's building. So can he get a mortgage as someone who is already building?
Thank you.
Case by case.
Thank you. So depending on the stage that you've got into, so if you are someone who have started building, you have done all the block work, you have roofed the property, you have plastered internal and external. So basically you have the core and shell of the property. We can assist you with what we call an home improvement mortgage facility. So this facility is to assist you to complete the windows, the doors, the electrical, the plumbing and tiling works. That can be done. However, if you are someone who has acquired the land and now want to start building from scratch, and we will advise that you get maybe a reputable construction company or real estate developer so that we can help with what we call the tranche disbursement to such a developer to be building the property for you in phases and then disbursement being done in tranches to them. That is available.
Yes, you have to lodge that disbursement in our escrow account so that we disburse it. So Nanaba is asking if entrepreneurs can take a mortgage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So if you are a business owner and you want to take a mortgage facility from us, what is important is that are you in a structured business? Is it a business that is structured? And is it a business that stand the test of time and you pay yourself? So for example, you are a lawyer who has a law firm. It's a business that you are running, but you also pay yourself and you want us to assist you to give you a mortgage, we can do that. If you're a doctor with your own clinic that you are running and you pay yourself and you want mortgage from us, we can also assist you. However, if you are a business owner that you are running the business and you don't pay yourself, we have our business unit that can assist you with a business loan to help you to acquire the property of your own.
Okay, good one. Thank you. So someone is TechNate is asking that he's had a student account with Fidelity Bank, and for so many years he's finished school. He's asking if that account can be used to take a mortgage.
Okay. The name again?
The name is Tech with Nate.
Tech with Nate.
That's
Okay.
the Facebook name of.
Okay, thank you for that question. So I want to say that we are actually waiting for you, and we want to engage you. We want to give you a better account, an account that can help you to achieve your dream home. You have moved on from being a student. Now, where you are, the bank wants to give you more support and assistance to be able to meet your dream. So I would say contact us and share your details. We will engage you and we will open an account that fits your status. We want to help you to do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rita Fiaboy is asking, what about someone who is earning 1,000 cedis? So let me come in here. So every property you choose comes with its own price. So you choose a property you can afford. And in the earlier discussion, Abdul mentioned that you can acquire property together with another. If your spouse is earning income, you can put your income together and then acquire a property.
No, let me also add on and say, if you are earning 1,000 Ghana cedis currently on the market, and we don't have a property that you will be able to acquire using 1,000. However, Fidelity, as I always said, we always think for our customers and we always want to assist them. So we have a product we call Flip, which is also an interest and earning account, where you can then be making monthly installments into that account to build up buffers for any property that you want to buy in the future. So I would say that start maybe with our Flip investment account and then build up the buffer, build up the deposit, and as time goes on, we know your income would have enhanced, and then you'll be able to get a property or your dream home and wherever you find yourself.
Yeah, thank you. So, at Fidelity, there's something for everyone, unless you are not with us. If you are not with us, you're missing something. Just come and we have solutions for you. So there's a quick question from Samuel Ajamai. He's asking if one can take another mortgage if they finish paying a previous mortgage at Fidelity.
Yes. So when you come to Fidelity Bank, if you are already a customer that has enjoyed your first mortgage facility with us and have paid off, you can still come and take another mortgage facility. So for your secondary home or as an investment and property. So you come to us, we'll still grant you another mortgage facility. So you say come back to your first love, Fidelity Bank, and we'll give you another mortgage. And also for those who already have taken a facility and still their income have the capacity to take another property, you are still welcome. So we can actually do 2 or 3 mortgages for an individual if your income has room or capacity to be able to do that. So that one too is available to anyone. If you have a mortgage too with another bank, and however you want to enjoy the competitive rate that Fidelity is offering, you want to also enjoy the best services of the bank, you can also switch and come to Fidelity Bank, and we'll give you the best rate in Fidelity Bank. And our wonderful customer service representative and relationship managers are always welcome to assist you.
Okay, thank you, Manager. We have some very beautiful shout-outs. Our people are enjoying the discussion and are expressing the Lexus 2020. We are grateful for expressing how beautiful the discussion is going. Also, Rita, thank you so much for expressing how interesting the conversation is going. So, a quick one, Abdul. For those, once we are about wrapping up, what are the requirements again? I want you to repeat the requirements again for opening an escrow account.
Or getting a mortgage facility.
and getting a mortgage facility?
No, thank you. So as I said, for anyone who wants a mortgage facility, you should be earning an income. And if you do, you'll be expected to basically complete a mortgage application form, submit your 3 months and pay slips, and then your 6-month bank statement showing your salary. You'll also be expected, if you're buying a property, to get an offer letter from the vendor that you intend to purchase the property from. And then we will then assess the mortgage facility for you. However, for those in the diaspora, we require the same thing: your 6 months bank statements, your 3 months and pay slips or pay stubs, and then we also need your credit report. So credit report from either Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion for you to be able to take the facility from Fidelity Bank. So these are the basic requirements that you have to submit for us to then assess you. As one of the I would say services that we offer in taking the mortgage facility is that with the mortgage facility, you will also be expected to take what we call a mortgage protection insurance. So insurance that will protect you against permanent disability, temporary disability, critical illness, or death. So in case such eventuality happens, the insurance company will pay off the mortgage facility for you. And also you take the second insurance, which we call the property or risk insurance.
Okay.
So that in case your property is razed down by fire, the insurance company will reinstate back the property to you. So this is one of the things that we do to also support our customers and ensure that at least their home are in peace, and Fidelity makes that happen onto them.
Okay, that's a good one. So I also want to reiterate the benefits of having an escrow account. So escrow account gives you the opportunity to continue with your business activities whilst the trust issues, your fears and anxieties and the risk you are afraid of is being catered for. Because the whole essence of the escrow account is to make sure that your risk is covered. Your fears that you pay for the property and you don't get the documents will not happen under an escrow arrangement. Yeah. And even if there are conflicts in the buying process and everything, we have conflict resolution mechanism in the escrow agreement, whether we are going to do negotiation. If negotiation fails, we go to mediation. If mediation fails, maybe arbitration, and all those things are also available. Okay. So your trust issues are handled. The risk of you losing your money or you not getting your document is addressed. And most importantly, in the context of home purchase or property purchase, we help you build your 20% down payment, which we know a lot of you struggle because of the discipline of, you struggle with taking money from your savings account because we don't have segregated accounts for projects. We don't have segregated accounts for emergency funds, so we dip our hands into whichever money we have available. But with the escrow, it gives you the opportunity to segregate your project's kind of finance, and that will be your escrow accounts that you build over a period of time, and gradually you'll be able to achieve your aim of acquiring a home. I also want to add that escrow arrangements are used for a lot of other transactions beyond home purchase, but because the subject matter is home purchase, that's why we didn't talk about it. But I want to quickly, by way of education, talk about it. You can use escrow in corporate finance transactions. Let's assume that you are raising capital for your business, whether debt or equity finance. You will be needing what? An escrow agent. The funds that you are seeking to raise as an issuer will be lodged in an escrow account until the offer period is over. Once we get green light from the regulator or something that whoever the third party is, that conditions have been met and the transaction is successful, the funds are moved to you. Then if it is shares that you have to allocate, you do. If it is the debt issuance, if the term sheets and all the certificates are signed. So it's also used for corporate finance transactions. In normal buying and selling transactions, if someone is selling, you are buying a commodity, gold and other oil and gas transactions, we do use escrow. And even now that people are developing a lot of apps and all that, and you want to sell your app to another, you can use an escrow. So you deposit, the person who is interested you come up with the value of your app or your products, and then the person says, I'm going to buy. Then at every stage, some money is deposited in the escrow account. Once the person has done all the testing and all the vulnerability testing and everything that has been done, and then the complete funds are moved. And once that is moved, then you will release the keys that will enable the person have full access to it. So there's more that you can do with escrow than just purchasing. From my side, to wrap up, we are the Treasury and Market Unit of Fidelity Bank. Everything concerning your investment and FX solutions, we are the ones that will do for you. And our pricing is always affordable, and interesting investment products are also available at the Custody and Escrow Services Units as custodians for pension funds. So pension fund trustees have personal pensions products that we do collections for. We encourage you to come to Fidelity. When you go to Fidelity mobile app, you see, and you go to pensions view, or you go to pensions, you see all the personal pensions product that are there that you can buy to help you build towards your retirement. So you can apply to contribute. Like if you don't have an account with any of them, you can apply to contribute on the app. You fill the form. After filling the form, it goes to the back end of the pension service provider. They set you up, then you contribute using the app. For unit trust and mutual funds, we also have unit trust and mutual funds on the Fidelity mobile app that you can buy to, help you in your financial journey. We have the capital markets units. Now that interest rates are very low on the markets, assuming you have very huge projects that you don't want to use short-term loans to do, capital markets unit to help you structure some transactions for you, whether debt or equity, then to help you raise funds for your business. And any other corporate finance transactions, our capital market unit is readily available to do that for you.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you very much. And just also to add on to say that if you want your dream home, kindly come to Fidelity Bank. If you already have your dream home, but you want to release equity to improve upon your house, we are available at Fidelity Bank. So send me a mail at mortgagesales@myfidelitybank.net. mortgagesales@myfidelitybank.net. And then we are always ready to assist you. Let me also add that we have an annual program we call Wheels and Homes Expo that we do every year. Watch out for it, where we have vendors from both car dealers and then property developers coming together to be able to interact with our customers and also offer them good deals. So watch out for Fidelity Bank Wheels and Homes Expo 2026. Thank you very much.
So thank you all for your time this afternoon. We have shared a lot with you. Now the action is on you to reach out to us, and we'll gladly assist you achieve your financial goals. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the Fidelity Wheels and Homes Expo.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, Fidelity. If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I did your side, Fidelity.